It is downright cold and windy.
Yeah, but things will be improving, especially as we move into the weekend. We'll get into what we can expect in just a moment, but let's take a look at this storm now that is barreling through the Midwest, where we are looking for the potential for some severe weather, maybe even a couple of tornadoes in the Midwest part of the country as the storm continues to move through. The reason that they have the threat for tornadoes is that we have these surface winds that are coming out of the southeast out ahead of the storm system. And with the storm system itself, they're looking at winds just above the surface coming out of the southwest. So when you have wind directions changing this much with height, you can get a little bit of rotation and you can get some tornadoes to form, and that's what they're going to be looking for through the afternoon hours and into the evening as well. For us, nothing like that, but we are still dealing with the wind as the flags continue to flap in the sky, and you can also see the camera shaking a little bit. 46 degrees, a very cool temperature right now. West-northwest wind sustained at 23, gusting up to around 30 miles per hour. Winds across the state not quite as bad as they were yesterday, but we are still dealing with a breezy afternoon, and the temperatures cold to go with it. So it's definitely feeling very chilly out there in the 30s and 20s across the north, down to the south into the 40s and 50s, much cooler than we were this time yesterday. In fact, the southeastern part of the state, a good 35 to 40 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. If you remember, the highs were reaching near 90 degrees this time yesterday, now only in the 50s. So it is much cooler there. It doesn't look like as much of a cool down across the northwest, but if you remember, it was around this time yesterday they were already starting to cool down there. So cool air continuing to sweep the state, and we are looking for a very frigid night tonight. Hard freeze warnings in effect for the Rio Grande Valley and for a good portion of the eastern plains. Wind gusts across the state, we're looking at winds gusting around 26 miles per hour in Santa Fe, 30 in Ruidoso, 20 in Alamogordo. So the winds not quite as bad as they were yesterday, but we will still be dealing with breezy conditions at least up until sunset, and then we'll finally start to see those winds come down a little bit. We are looking at just a few clouds and perhaps a couple of just very light snow showers across the northern part of the state. For the most part, we are starting to clear out. More sunshine starting to come in, and we will be looking at a much quieter end of the week and into the weekend, but it will be chilly throughout this afternoon as a backdoor cold front reinforces that cool air for today and for the overnight hours as well. But by tomorrow, temperatures starting to warm up very quickly. The metro reaching near 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and temperatures will be feeling much better into the weekend, but we do have to get through a day today that is going to be very cold. Temperatures a good 15 to 20 degrees, even up to 25 degrees below average across much of the state. Silver City about 20 degrees below where they should be for this time of the year. Roswell 20 degrees colder than they should be. Hobbs around 22 degrees colder, and across the northeast, this is where we're really going to see some cold air. Raton only making up to 37 degrees today. That's 29 degrees cooler than they should be, but temperatures do rebound into the weekend. Southern Colorado temperatures into the 30s and 40s today with mostly sunny skies. Then a little bit more cloud cover into the weekend, but much better feeling. We're back into the low 60s for afternoon highs. Over the northwest, mostly sunny, winds gust up to 40 miles per hour, highs into the 40s. We'll be back into the mid 60s by Saturday and Sunday, and that continues into the first part of next week as well. Over the southwest, mostly sunny, highs into the 50s and 60s. We warm back to the low 70s on Saturday and even reaching the mid 70s by Sunday and Monday. Over the southeast, less wind than what we saw yesterday, but we'll still be gusting up to around 35 miles per hour. Temperatures back into the low 80s by the weekend. Over the northeast, spot snow possible, but for the most part, we will start to clear out only into the 30s and 40s today, but we'll eventually reach back to the mid 60s over the weekend. Over the northern mountains, could see a couple of spot snow showers, especially at those higher peaks. Only in the 20s for Red River, the 30s and 40s elsewhere. We'll eventually warm back into the low 60s with more sunshine by Saturday and Sunday. Could grab a couple more showers on Tuesday with another storm system passing to the north over the east mountains. Breezy with winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour, highs into the mid to upper 40s. In the metro, we will be looking at a very cool day as well, into the upper 40s to around 50 degrees, winds gusting around 35 miles per hour. And then temperatures do start to warm up very quickly into the low 60s for tomorrow afternoon, and then into the low 70s for the weekend. Certainly going to feel nice.
Thank goodness it's short-lived.
Yes, very much.
All right, John, thank you.